I have the hiccups for this next part. Then the Grumpies arrived, followed by Howie's mother and father, the Kemps, and of course Willa Jean, although Willa Jean was perfectly capable of walking her father and carrying her so she would not get her little white shoes and socks wet. Willa Jean, in turn, was carrying a big stuffed bear. When Mr. Kemp set his daughter down, her mother peeled off her coat, one arm at a time, so Willa Jean would not have to let go of her bear. There stood usually messy Willa Jean in a pink dress with tiny flowers embroidered on the collar. Her curly blonde hair, freshly washed, stood out like a halo. Her blue eyes were the color of the plastic handle on Ramona's toothbrush. When she smiled, she showed her pearly little baby teeth. Willa Jean was not messy at all. Ramona, in her corduroy slacks and turtleneck sweater, suddenly felt big and awkward beside her little guest, and embarrassed to have jack-o'-lantern teeth. And the things those grown-ups said to Willa Jean, "Why, hello there, sweetheart. My, don't you look like a little angel. Bless your little heart. Did Santa bring you a great big bear?" Willa Jean smiled and hugged her bear. Ramona noticed that she had lace ruffles sewn to the seat of her underpants. "What is your bear's name, dear?" asked Miss Swink. "Woger," said, actually she probably said Wodger, answered Willa Jean. Miss Kemp smiled as if Willa Jean had said something clever and explained. She named her bear Wodger after the milkman, Miss Quimby said with amusement. "I remember when Ramona named one of her dolls Chevrolet after the car." Everyone laughed. She didn't have to go and tell that, thought Ramona, feeling that her mother had betrayed her by telling it if it were funny. Something else, or something she had done a long time ago. She still thought Chevrolet was a beautiful name, even though she was old enough to know that dolls were not usually named after cars. "See my bear?" Willa Jean said. Willa Jean held Wodger up for Ramona to admire. Because everyone was watching, Ramona said politely, "He's a nice bear." and and he was a nice bear. The nicest bear. Can't get the page turned. The nicest bear Ramona had ever seen. He was big and soft with a kindly look on his furry face. And this was the best part. Each of his 4 big paws and 5 furry toes. You could count them, 5 on each paw. Even though Ramona felt she should be outgrowing bears, she longed to hold that bear, to put her arms around him, hug him close, and love him. "Would you like me to hold the bear for you?" she asked. "No," said Willa Jean. "Ramona," whispered Miss Quimby, "take Willa Jean into the kitchen and set her at the table so she won't spill orange juice on the carpet." Ramona gave her mother a balky look, which was returned by her mother's "you do it or you'll catch it" look. Miss Quimby was not at all her best when about to serve a meal to a living room full of guests. In the kitchen, Willa Jean sat Wodger carefully on the chair before she climbed up beside him. Oops. Displaying her ruffled underpants and grasped her orange juice with both hands, dribbling some down the front of her fresh pink dress, Miss Quimby, assisted by Beeza, set out a platter of scrambled eggs and another of bacon and sausage beside the gelatin salad. Hastily, she snatched 2 small plates from the cupboard and dished out 2 servings of brunch, which she set in front of Ramona and Willa Jean. Beeza, acting like a grown-up, filled a basket with muffins and carried it to the dining room. Guests took plates from the stack at the end of the table and began to serve themselves. Ramona scowled. If Beeza got to eat in the living room with the grown-ups, why couldn't she? She was no baby. She would not spill. "Be a good girl," whispered Miss Quimby, who had forgotten the marmalade. "I'm trying," thought Beeza, but her mother was too flurried to notice her efforts. Willa Jean took 1 bite of the scrambled eggs and then went to work, patting the rest flat on her plate with the back of her spoon. Ramona watched her charge give give her egg a final pat with the back of her spoon, pick up her bear, and trot off to the living room, leaving Ramona alone to nibble a muffin, think, and look at her artwork, arithmetic papers, and some cartoons her father had drawn, which had been taped to the refrigerator door for the family to admire. Nobody missed Ramona. All alone out there in the kitchen. Conversations from the living room was boring, all about high prices and who would be the next president, with no mention of children or anything interesting until someone said, "Oops, be careful, Willa Jean." Then Miss Kemp said, "No, Willa Jean, mustn't put your fingers in Miss Grumble's marmalade. It's sticky." Miss Quimby slipped into the kitchen to see if the coffee was ready. "Ramona, it's time to take Willa Jean to your room and give her your present," she whispered. "I changed my mind," said Ramona. Miss Quimby refilled the muffin basket, overheard. "Do as your mother says," he ordered, a whisper, "so that kid will give us a little peace." Ramona considered. Should she make a fuss? What would a fuss accomplish? On the other hand, if she gave Willa Jean her present, maybe she'd have a chance to hold that lovable bear for a little while. "Okay," Ramona agreed without enthusiasm. Miss Quimby followed Ramona into the living room. "Willa Jean she said, Ramona has a present for you in her room." Willa Jean's attention was caught. "Go with Ramona," Miss Quimby said firmly. Willa Jean, still clutching her bear, went. "Here," Ramona thrust the package at Willa Jean, and when her guest set the bear on the bed, Ramona started to pick him up. Willa Jean dropped the package. "Wodger's my bear," she said, and ran off to the living room with him. In a moment, she returned bearless to pull and yank and tear the wrapping from the package. "That's not a present." Willa Jean looked cross. "That's Kleenex." "But it's your very own," said Ramona. "Sit down, and I'll show you what to do." She broke the perforation on the top of the box and pulled out one pink sheet and then another. "See? You can sit here, pull out all you want because it's your very own. You can pull out the whole box if you want." She did not bother telling Willa Jean that she'd always wanted to pull out a whole box of Kleenex, one sheet after another. Willa Jean looked interested. Slowly, she pulled out one sheet and then a second, and then another and another. She began to pull faster. Soon she was pulling out sheet after sheet and having such a good time that Ramona wanted to join the fun. "It's mine," said Willa Jean when Ramona reached for a tissue. Willa Jean got to her feet, pulling and flinging, ran down the hall to the living room, and Ramona followed. "See me?" Willa Jean ordered the grown-ups as she ran around flinging Kleenex all over the room. Guests grabbed their coffee mugs and held them high for safety. No, Willa Jean," said Miss Kemp. "Miss Quimby won't like you wasting her Kleenex." "It's mine." Willa Jean was carried away by the joy of wasting Kleenex and being the center of attention at the time. Ramona gave it to me." Ramona looked around for the bear, which was sitting on Grumpy's lap. "Would you like me to hold Roger?" Ramona asked carefully, not to say Wodger. No, the bear's owner saw through Ramona's scheme. "Wodger wants to sit there." Mr. Grumpy did not look particularly pleased. Willa Jean's parents made no effort to stop their daughter's spree of pull and fling. Ramona watched, feeling much older than she had earlier in the day. She also felt awkward while Beezus moved around the living room, dodging Willa Jean and pouring coffee as if she were a grown-up herself. At first, guests were amused by Willa Jean, but amusement faded as coffee mugs had to be rescued every time Willa Jean passed by. Pink Kleenex littered the room. Ramona heard Mr. Wiggins whisper, "How much Kleenex is in that box anyway?" Miss McCarthy answered, 250 sheets. "That's a lot of Kleenex," said Mr. Higgins. When Willa Jean came to the last piece of Kleenex, she climbed on the couch and carefully laid it on Mr. Grumpy's bald head. Now you have a hat," she said. Conversation died, and the party did too. No one called Willa Jean an angel now, or bless her little heart. The Grumpies were first to leave. Mr. Grumple handed the bear to Willa Jean's mother, as Willa Jean filled her arms with pink tissues and tossed them into the air. Whee! She cried and scooped up another armful. Whee! Their departure seemed to be a signal for everyone to leave. Don't you want to take the Kleenex with you? Miss Quimby asked Willa Jean's mother. We can put it in a bag. That's all right, Willa Jean has had her fun. Miss Kemp was helping Willa Jean into her coat. Bye-bye, said Willa Jean pettily as her father carried her and waved her out the door. Other guests were telling Mr. and Miss Quimby how much they had enjoyed the brunch. Beezus was standing beside them as if it had been her party, too. Miss McCarthy smiled. I can see you are your mother's girl, she said. I couldn't get along without her, Miss Quimby replied generously. Goodbye, Juanita, said little Miss Swink. Goodbye, Miss Swink, answered Ramona, polite to the end. She tossed an armful of Kleenex into the air so that her mother might notice her, too. Somehow, tossing someone else's pulled-out Kleenex was not much fun, and Miss Quimby was so busy saying goodbye to other guests she did not pay attention. At last, the door was closed, and from the porch the neighbors were opening umbrellas. Ramona's sharp ears caught her name. Willa Jean certainly reminds me of Mona when she was Willa Jean's age, someone said, and someone else answered, She's Ramona all over again, all right. Ramona was filled with indignation. Willa Jean is not me all over again, she thought. Fiercely, I was never such a pest. Whew, said Mr. Quimby, that's over. What's the matter with those people letting their kids show off like that? Too much grandmother, I suppose, answered Miss Quimby. Or maybe it's easier for them to ignore her behavior. Come on, let's all pitch in and clean up this place. And Mr. Quimby, Ramona, you find a bag and pick up the Kleenex. Kleenex is made of trees, said Beezus, already helping her mother collect coffee mugs from the living room. We shouldn't waste it. Lately, Beezus had become a friend of trees. Put the bag of Kleenex in the cupboard in the bathroom, said Miss Quimby, and let's all remember to use it. I never was as awful as Willa Jean, Ramona told herself as she went to work collecting 250 pieces of scattered pink Kleenex. I just know I wasn't. She followed the trail of Kleenex back to her bedroom, and when the 250th piece was stuffed into the bag, she leaned against her dresser to steady herself in the mirror. How come nobody ever calls me my mother's girl, Ramona thought. How come Mother never says she couldn't get along without me?